Welcome back, Multiverse Mayhem. Today we are interviewing the combating Congressman of Mayhem, Mr. Wilks. How you doing, Wilks?
I'm doing great, and happy to be here.
Oh yeah, happy to have you here. Let's get right into it. First question. Out of every fight of this weekend, what was your very favorite?
Well, my favorite to watch would probably be RGG versus Chaos. I feel like that was
Oh
a
yeah.
very good fight that was pretty balanced, and a lot of people don't take credit for some of the moves that Chaos was pulling off in that fight. Like I was looking at him, and I was like, "Holy shit, dude! Yeah, you're doing better than I thought you would." But
There
yeah,
was some pretty
it
cinematic
was really
pictures
cool
too.
to. Yeah, it was really cool to get that surprise from Chaos, and it was honestly a very good fight overall.
Yeah, he
There was a
locked
lot of
in.
good fights that I could say, like, ultimately were my favorite, but that's just one I can think of off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what about in your experience? What was the hardest fight to win or to just go toe to toe in?
Right. Well, I'd say the hardest one would obviously be the one I lost to, which was Donnie. The way he used that fucking Sandedistan was destructive. Every time I had the guy in the egg, just zoom away. It was a very cool fight altogether. I had a lot of people giving me rep for that, and just saying, "Cool fight, man. That was really awesome to watch." I mean, it's it's destined to be good. You got Senator Armstrong. This is fucking Atom Smasher. Like, it's gonna be cool, even if there's like shit people doing it.
Mm-hmm. I think his Sandy movement is definitely the best that I've ever seen. It's.
Hmm.
I talked to him about this in his interview. What I realized is that the way he moves, it's more like he's doing it in real time instead of slowing down RP time,
Yeah,
which
he
makes
likes
it a
to.
lot better, I
I've most
think.
certainly noticed he likes to copy the moves from the fight, and he does it very well. So props
Mm-hmm.
to him for that, doing the whole side to side business. And like there were moments in that fight where I thought, "Shit, is time slow?"
Oh, yeah. Yep, he's pretty good with that. I think he would have gotten a lot further if he had some more devastating attacks.
Yeah, well, attacks on everything to a fighter. I'd say if you gave an idiot every toggle in the world, but you get a really good player nothing, then I'd say the really good player's doing it all the way.
I would say that's a pretty much a maybe. Because if the really good player is good with realism, then they'll go with every hit and they'll go with every toggle.
True.
These days, a lot of abilities will get you a lot of the wins. When it comes to just skill based, that's all in the past.
Well, I I wouldn't say that's fully. I wouldn't say that's the like
It's not
the definitive way
fully
to.
true, but
Yeah, yeah.
when it comes to judging these days, a lot of the pillars that people use are based off of how good you look, how well you utilize your strategy. A lot of that stuff will go off of using different types of abilities, whether it be defensive, offensive, idle, counter, all sorts of different things.
Yeah, I definitely see that as a way of looking at it, but at the same time, I like to think as well, all these defensive and offensive strategies are just fundamentals of fighting in general. You can be good at these like pillars in yourself and your own movements, and I'd say some of the times that can dictate how you win a fight or not. Because all these
Mm-hmm.
people throwing all their flashy effects, blah, 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 blah. I have the shield here, I have the sword there, blah, 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 blah. It's just fundamentals. Block, punch, there you go.
There you go. It's pretty good, pretty good. What am I watching?
You are watching Metal Gear Exodus.
Huh.
expect.
What was something in your fights that you really wanted to use but couldn't yet?
Right. Well, I have this ability. I managed to scrape a pull out on Donnie, where I went up to the stands and I brought out the piece of Excellus that he uses in the game to throw it right. And I
Yeah.
wanted to use that ability a lot more, but that is most certainly like an end game type of ability. I thought, like, okay, this guy's outmaneuvering me shitless. I'm probably gonna like crash and fall if I don't use everything I have. So, I just figured now would be a great time to just jump up there and just send one of these at him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that happening. I can't remember what Donnie did to take care of that, though.
I think he just sat there and took it.
Huh.
Which is a shame, but, oh well.
And was Donnie the one that took you out of the tournament?
Yeah, Donnie was.
What was your
It a great fight.
feelings going into that fight?
Honestly, it was the same as all the other fights. I had an idea of, Senator Armstrong is very much a character of confidence. He is a snarky prick who thinks he's better than everyone else. So as long as I went in with the mindset that, like, I am playing Senator Armstrong. I am supposed to be cocky. So that is what I will be going into the fight. And it's not a sense of, haha, I'm better than you. It's a sense of, I need to play my character really well.
Yeah.
I don't actually want to make anyone feel like, stressed or sad when this big, macho, beefy dickhead comes walking in saying, haha, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Like, but I just think of, that just pays a toll to the character. He is a villain. I should play him like he is a villain.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of fighters that have to go in and say that they're better. And what I personally like about that is that there's so much variety in it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think. We've got Senator Armstrong, who just literally he just says he's better than everyone. Who else? It's another real prideful character.
I'd say Apocalypse could be pretty prideful.
Apocalypse could be pretty
Thanos
prideful.
Definitely prideful.
Yeah, okay, let's talk. Let's use that. There's a huge difference in the pride between Senator Armstrong and Thanos. You use it based on I'm better, I'm stronger, you're nothing. The way I do Thanos' pride is I'm better, but you can still do something.
Yeah. I say your pride comes from experience, where my pride comes from I'm the bigger guy.
Mm-hmm.
Because
and
that
Thanos,
shines in a lot of.
He's a big, strong. He's a big bad. He's not just a villain of the week. I'm not saying Senator Armstrong's a villain of the week, but compared to Thanos, he's not doing much.
I'd put him there. I'm not gonna lie. He's definitely not the strongest out of all the people we have here. So
Yeah, like the Spot. The Spot's definitely a villain of the week, for real.
Yeah, I don't get discouraged when someone say, I could beat the fuck out of Senator Armstrong. I'm like, yeah, you could, but can you beat the fuck out of me?
It's all about that skill.
Yeah.
When you were taken out of the tournament, were you sad, or were you happy that Donnie got to go forth?
There was a lot of emotions about that end. I knew that, if I was going into this tournament in the first place, I was doing it for fun. I don't allow this place to dictate my emotions as much as it has in the past. So when it comes to like big events and big things that are to be won, it's like, okay, if I'm going to get this, I'm going to need to earn it through my own enjoyment. So when I lost, it was sort of like, oh, okay, well, I did my best. I ended here. If my best ended here, then, that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
I think Donnie most certainly earned that win. I would have said there were certain factors in that fight that, could have gotten me the win per se, but at the end of the day, that's just not how it went down.
Yeah.
So, boo-hoo.
Oh well. Trying your best means that you lost with a purpose.
Yeah.
Well, did you learn anything from the experience?
I'd say it's quite hard to put a perspective on what I've truly learned from any of this, because going into it, I didn't really put much thought into it all. Obviously I did the occasional training match here and there, but I wasn't going out of my way to fully prepare for this fight. It was just sort of like, oh, okay, I'm going to go there, I'm going to put on a performance, and that I did. And, I don't really allow this place to give me judgments on new perspective as a person. So I'd say, what have I learned from it? Not much at all. But that's only because I choose to not let that really have a dictation on me as a person anymore.
Yeah.
You can give a guy a stick and he can learn a lot of things, but, there's going to be one of those guys that chooses to do nothing with the stick. So
Yeah.
I'd say I'm one of the guys that chooses to do nothing with the stick.
All right. When you saw that your first fight was going to be with Golfwing, who ended up getting second place in the entire tournament out of 64 people, what was your reaction to that?
It's actually quite funny, because a couple hours prior, I was actually cooking up ways to counter people, and Golfwang was a prevalent person in that conversation. And I thought it was quite funny when I just logged on the next day and I was like, huh, I was talking about you. And, I feel like it's quite poetic how I definitely left that fight knowing, oh, he's going to come back. That losers bracket is going to fly by him. And, he definitely got a lot further than I expected. But, the emotions were, well, I feel like with what I have, I can do my best, and if I win, I win. And I won. So,
Yeah.
I feel like that's where it really should end.
I'm glad that he got as far as he did, because he definitely deserves that recognition that he'll. He's getting something from that. We all know it.
That
He's
final
getting
fight, fucking mwah, brilliant.
Oh yeah. Well, here we go for our final big question. I know you said that this Fight Finder and Absolute Mayhem doesn't really, you'll never let it change who you are, but But after the tournament, who do you think you are? Who do you think you've sort of become after the experience?
Well, I'd say I'm me. I'd say there's no determining factors of that tournament that really changed me as a person. There was no revelation. At the end of the day, I am who I am.
Oh,
That's that. There isn't really many things that'll make me learn things about this place anymore. I mean, I've been around for quite a while, not as long as others, but I understand my time here has been substantial compared to few. And it's just one of those things where I feel like I've seen everything that's been seen. And if I want to learn something, it's going to take a fucking lot. So, for now, I'd say after this tournament, I'm just the same as I was before.
Yeah. Well, that seems to be as a pretty popular answer to the question.
I'd imagine it to be. I'd say it's definitely one of the better answers that you can give, because I don't believe this place should be any deciding factor in who you are as a person. At the end of the day, this is a fighting role-play game, and that should be taken at face value. You're here to have
there's
fun.
Definitely
and
a way that it could change you for the better.
Yeah, I've met a lot of my friends on the way here, and, if I didn't find this place for what it is, I would have never found those people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that's so beautiful about this large community is that, there's dicks, there's pricks, there's all in between, and there's the occasional good offs. And when you get those good offs, you stick to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I've done. I mean, my friend group mainly consists of people that I would have never met if I didn't go to this place. And I'm very happy for what that's done to me.
Oh,
So-
yeah. Well, it's definitely good to have friends with the same interests, but also being able to, be in a friend group that can change you to a person that you can be more proud of.
Mhm.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to take your time and come over for this interview.
Mhm.
Anything else you'd like to say?
No, that's it. I mean, this has been great.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, it was great being here. Loved it.
That was Mr. Wilks, our very own Senator Armstrong of Absolute Mayhem and Multiverse Mayhem. That's all for today. We're signing off. Later.